Welcome to day 6 of 31 days of Halloween. Today we are doing a Jason look using this awesome face chart by Anna, and I have her page linked down in the description if you want to go check out her awesome face chart art. Jumping right into this video, we're going to start by moisturizing our face with a little facial mist as usual. While that's taking a few seconds to dry, I want to go ahead and apologize for how I sound. I am a bit under the weather right now recording this voiceover, so I'm going to just try to get through this as best as I can. Y'all just bear with me. Now I'm going in with my black eyeliner and I'm just mapping out where I want that mask on my face. And remember, I kept this part in because I wanted to show you guys you can literally wipe this eyeliner off if you mess up. Just wipe it off with a makeup wipe and start over, or you can use it to fix certain areas. Whatever you need to do, that makeup wipe will completely get that eyeliner off. So don't feel like you just made a big mistake that you cannot fix. Everything can be fixed. Once I'm satisfied with the way everything is lined up on my face, I'm also going to take that black eyeliner and I'm going to go ahead and fill in my waterline. I did this part off camera because I have to be too close to the mirror for me to show y'all this on camera. Now I'm just going in with my Elmer's glue stick and I'm going to go ahead and glue down just my eyebrow that is on the side where the mask is going to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and with one layer of glue. I'm going to set that. Now this is my second layer of glue and I'm going to go ahead and set that. And I'm going to go ahead and do a third layer once I make sure that's dry. Just to be safe, I want to make sure that you absolutely cannot see any of my brows coming through on this side. So I'm going to set that. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and put some concealer on the other parts of my face. The mask is going to be white, so I'm going to avoid those areas. I'm only concealing the areas where my flesh is actually going to show underneath the mask. Here was where I realized I needed to go ahead and fill in the eyebrow on this side before I went in with my concealer so that I could also conceal any imperfections in that brow. So go ahead and fill that brow in and then you can go ahead and conceal around your brow on this side. Once you have your concealer everywhere that you want it, you can go ahead and take a brush and go ahead and spread that out. Just blend it all together. And then we're also going to set this side with some translucent setting powder as well. But you just want to make sure everything that you want is concealed. I did go back in with a second layer of concealer before I set because some spaces were a little blotchy. So once you have it everywhere you like it to be concealed, you can go ahead and set that with some translucent setting powder. After I set my face, I also like to go back into my eyebrow with a spoolie and just kind of brush it out and make sure you can still see all my little hairs and fill in any spots as needed. Now I'm going to take my liquid latex and I'm just going to go all the way around my face on all of those lines where the face mask meet the flesh parts of my face. So anywhere where the white is going to meet where we put the concealer before. And I went ahead and did the perimeter of that mask as well, which is not really necessary, but you can if you like. After I've given that liquid latex a few minutes to dry, I'm going in with the white face paint from my Athena palette. And I'm just filling in that entire masked part of the face. So everywhere inside the perimeter that we just added that liquid latex. And you're going to also add this right on top of that liquid latex as well. So this is just our first coat. So if it's not as opaque as you want, it's okay. We're going to go in with a second coat. We're going to go ahead and set this with some translucent setting powder. And this face paint is layerable, so if you're not happy with your results after you set it, you can always go back in with another coat. So that's what we're doing now. I'm only going to do 2 coats though, because honestly this paint is super pigmented, so you might only need 1, seriously, but I went ahead and did 2 just to be safe. Once that's all filled in, I'm going to go back in with a second coat of the translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to set everything that we just painted on top of. Once that's done, take a step back and take a look at it. Make sure everything is how you want it before we can move on to the next step. Now, this next step is a little bit tedious. What you're going to do is you're going to use your fingers or tweezers if you like, and you're going to gently pull up on the edges of the liquid latex. You don't want to pull it all the way off. You're just lifting up the edges. This is going to give our mask some depth so that when we go in and add our shading and our blood, it's going to make it look a little bit more realistic. So just carefully take your time and just tug away at the edges of that mask where it meets your flesh. Once that's done, it should look a little something like this. Now I'm going to go in with my Lovelex Luxury palette, and I'm using the shade Brown. And I'm going to take that brown and just lightly put it all up under the edges of that face mask, that liquid latex that we just lifted up. You just want to gently go right up under it just to add a little bit of dimension. It should look a little something like this. And then we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around that liquid latex. I'm using brown for obvious reasons, but if your complexion is different, you just want to use the darkest shade that you would typically use to contour your face. And you also want to make sure to kind of blend that shadow out as well. You don't want it to just be clumped on there, so make sure you blend it out. Once that's done, we're going back in with our black eyeliner, and we're going to use that to mark off all of the details in our mask. Don't be afraid to just hop in, because if you do make any mistakes, we can just go right over it with some more of that white face paint and cover it right up. So just take your time and plan out where you want all of your markings to be. And once you have all the details exactly the way you want them to be, we're going to go ahead and start filling in the color on the mask, which is really just red and black. So we're going to take that red and go in on that little triangle on our foreheads and the little markings on the cheeks. And then all of your dots are going to be black. They're really holes in the mask. I'm using face paint to fill in all the details just because it paints smoothly on top of that layer of face paint and setting powder. But I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow to actually set that color, and it also increases the vibrancy of the color as well if you go in and just add some eyeshadow on top of the face paint that we already used. Now I'm just kind of skipping around here. I'm going in with some black face paint. This is just a cheap face paint from Walmart, and I'm using that as a base on my lids for my eyeshadow. I am doing like almost like dark smoky eyes, but I'm using this because it's just super pigmented. But to fill in the holes on the mask, I am going back in with that Athena oil-based face paint, just because that's what I've been using on this face mask already. So just to keep it consistent. Also, this black is pretty pigmented, so I didn't have to go in and set it with eyeshadow afterwards. I just let it be the black. Now I did end up adding a few extra holes to my mask that were not on the face chart. There were just parts of my face that kind of looked blank, so I started filling in holes. Not happy with the placement of those, but it is what it is. Now I'm just taking a blending brush and I'm just blending out that eyeshadow a little bit more. I'm not doing anything crazy, just blending out that black. Now I'm going to take some blush and put a little bit on my cheek that you can actually see. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of highlight and add it right underneath my brow, just to give my brow bone a little highlight, a little glam on that side. Not too much, just a little bit. And I'm also going to blend that out with that black eyeshadow as well, just so that it's a seamless blend between the two. Now I'm taking my liquid liner and I'm going to add a winged eyeline to both of my eyes, both on the mask as well as where you can just see my skin. And then I'm going to go ahead and add on some mascara as well. I will be adding eyelashes to this look, but I want to go ahead and add some mascara because I got a lot of makeup on my eyelashes. So I just want to make sure that they are bold and they stand out. Now, if you look at Anna's face chart, you'll see that the black eyeshadow was actually a glitter eyeshadow. Now, I searched all of my makeup and I could not find black glitter anywhere. So I'm using this silver glitter and I'm just adding that right up over where I just put my winged liner just right on top of that black eyeshadow. This adds another element of glam to this look, and I absolutely love that. Now we're moving on to the lips. For the lips, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my black eyeliner and line my lips all the way around with the black liner. Then using my Athena face paints, I'm gonna go in with the red on only the side of my lips where there is no mask, and then on the side where there is a mask, I'm adding white. So there's going to be a white to black gradient on one side and a red to black gradient on the other side. That should look a little something like this. Next, I'm going to go ahead and throw on my eyelashes off camera so y'all don't have to watch me struggle. And y'all can see this took it up. This took it where it needed to go. Next, I'm going to take some of that sticky blood, and I'm going to take a really thin detailing brush, and I'm going to add that ever so carefully right up under the lip of that liquid latex that we picked open. This is just going to give it just that spooky element. It looks like the mask is like a part of the face where it's being ripped off. I don't know. I can't explain it, but y'all see what it's doing. I'm also going to take the blood spray and give my face a few spritzes of this. Be very careful, y'all. This stuff gets everywhere, but it does look pretty cool. Moving right along to hair. As usual, I'm just going to go ahead and put my hair in a ponytail behind my back and put the wig cap on top. And today I'm using my Tiffany wig. This is the same wig I used last year for this look. I probably could have switched it up, but you know. And of course, my Jason earrings. I did make these earrings. I do sell custom earrings. Just go down to the link that's down below in the description and you can order your own custom earrings. Although I do have a pretty neat Halloween collection listed for sale on the shop, this particular design is not listed for sale, but again, if you use that custom link, I can pretty much make whatever you want. And this is our final Jason look. I have to say, I actually really like it. I was a bit apprehensive about doing this look because the 2023 Jason Voorhees look was probably one of my absolute favorites. I'll let you guys be the judge. But this was my 2023 Jason Voorhees look, and I absolutely adored it. So this year I was a little nervous. I didn't think that I could even come close to matching that look, but I think we did a pretty good job today. Y'all can let me know if y'all think otherwise, but I'm happy with it. I do like how this look came out. It is a bit different. It did kind of have the same vibe, but I definitely did a few things a little differently, and there are a few different things that I would do differently the next time I do this look. But overall, I'm definitely happy with the way everything came out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see tomorrow for 31 Days of Halloween. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all of your support for all of my 31 Days of Halloween series videos. You guys are amazing, and I cannot thank you enough. Make sure you do all the things: comment, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. We are on the road to monetization on this channel, and we are so close, guys. So if you could just help me out by sharing this video out, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 7 of 31 Days of Halloween.